You know, a part of me feels guilty for actually doing this, considering that Sony is thinking about getting back into the mobile market. Let's do it anyway. No mercy, man. No mercy. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PSVita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. And be sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions about this video down in the comment section. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've talked about PSVita Homebrew news, so let's remedy that with this video. And trust me, there is a lot of things to be excited about if you're in this particular community. Starting off with... Rin is still hard at work on his Doom project. Don't think he's forgotten about it, folks. This guy is definitely a hard worker when it comes to PS Vita. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what he has done so far. It seems that at this moment, according to his YouTube channel, he is working on the lighting now for the game. I still feel we have a ways to go with this project, but here's just a sample of what he has done so far. Something to whet our appetite, as it were. And I don't know about you, but my appetite has certainly been whetted. You know, that phrase could be taken so many ways. He's also been working on another project, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Because before we do that, we apparently got to make Nintendo angry again with a new game on the PS Vita called UMario. No, I'm not calling UMario. The game is called UMario. I don't know why it is, but it is. And pretty much from what I'm hearing regarding this one, it's just basically the original Super Mario Brothers on the S that we all know and love and grew up with, but in widescreen. Do you know how long I've waited for this moment? Back in the 80s when I used to play this as a kid, I just dreamed about how awesome it would be to play this game in widescreen, just like in the movie theaters. And now I can live out that dream on the PS Vita. Seems like I'm living vicariously through Mario now. That's also another phrase that could be taken the wrong way. Got a feeling Nintendo's probably not happy about this, but let's just not tell them anything. The walls have ears. So the next game is not going to be making Nintendo angry, but it is going to be going back to the old retro gaming format. Tell me, does this game look familiar to you at all? Who am I kidding here? Of course it doesn't. Nobody watching this channel is as old as me, unfortunately. I'm so alone in this world. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I introduced to you a game called Rock Wrecker. It's essentially a homebrew game based off of asteroids. You know, that game that came out back when dinosaurs ruled the earth. And me. So if you've never heard of this game, and I'm sure that even if you're a youngster, you know about its premise, or at least heard of the name, maybe? You played the role of a spaceship, and it's up to you to shoot various asteroids before they collide into you. It was one of the first games I can remember back in the day that really had an interesting premise that wasn't just about getting a high score. It was more about dodging and weaving, and a little bit more strategy. I swear those asteroids have an AI of their own, and if you always wanted to play that on the Vita, now you can. Now for some news that I personally am really excited about. The game, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World, yes, as you probably can no doubt tell, this game comes from Japan with a long title like that, is going to be getting an official, unofficial, fans translated English patch. And the individual who is working on this said that it is the first time they're ever working on an English patch for a game. Your hustle brings a tear to my eyes. I've been wanting to play this game for the longest time. And they said that this translated version comes directly from the PS4 release, which in fact, yes, of course, did in fact get an English version. But the poor Vita, of course, never did. Story of our lives, right? And for those of you who have never heard of this game, it is in fact a visual novel adventure game based off of the 98 version of this series, if I'm not mistaken. But this is an enhanced version, and of course it doesn't include all of the eroge parts, unfortunately. I know, I'm just as disappointed as you are. But hey, at least we'll now be able to finally play it in English on Vita. But we're still salty about them removing that. So I'm curious, everyone, how many of you out there actually like Flappy Bird? Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. Well, I guess for those of you who do like it, we have a new homebrew game called Flop Rocket, which reminds me eerily a lot of it. Only instead of a bird, it seems to be a rocket. At least that's cooler, I guess. Pilot your flop rocket through a cave filled with dangerous creatures and other space-time anomalies as you try to prevent an unfunded space program from going bust. Why is your space program housed in a cave? Good question. Can you defy all odds and make it to space? Better question. Wow, well that simultaneously told me everything yet nothing at the same time. But for anyone out there who wants to flop in a rocket, this game exists. Okay, now here is something that is really cool and unique. I never dreamed, although I figured it would happen eventually someday and was hopeful about it, but we have now, guys, a brand new homebrew trophy ecosystem. Yes, trophies for homebrew games. The app is called Bartender. Ah, gotta love that name. And heck, I don't even drink, unless they serve root beer. Now, the individual behind this asked that I refer to them as Island Games. Ah, being a little incognito now, aren't we? Though that certainly does fit with our community, I'll admit. Now, here's what their email to me had to say. I just wanted to let you know that I have released a homebrew PSVita trophy ecosystem. The trophy unlock syncs back to my server. It also features a ranking system of the top 100 players. Currently, there are not that many people signed up, so everyone is in the ranking. And so far, from the making of this video anyway, they only have one game that works with it thus yet. So I'm really looking forward to this becoming more and more of a thing in the future. I know this is something that trophy hunters are definitely going to be up for, and it wouldn't even surprise me if many of them will mod their Vitas just to have this new feature. I would say do it for the root beer, but the Bartender probably doesn't serve that. Okay, so remember earlier in the video I talked about how Rin is working on something else, and I don't believe I've covered this yet on the channel. This other game that he is planning to bring out to the Vita is called Nazi Zombie Portable, which is a contender for like the best name ever. And here, of course, much like with the Doom footage I showed earlier, is what he has of the game thus far. According to him, the game is still buggy and is based off of the Switch version. So he is running this currently through Quake Spasm. And I gotta admit, from what he has so far, it's shaping up to look really great. And I can't wait to see what he has in store for us with the rest of this game. And the biggest question I have to ask here is, hey, who doesn't love to shoot zombies that are Nazis? I'm sure it's a very niche category, but it must exist. Okay, so now for the biggest out of left field yet completely epic news here. You guys know how recently Rockstar has given us a collector's edition, if you will, or definitive version, remaster, whatever, of the older GTA games on the newer systems, right? Well, what if I was to tell you that we got our own remastered version of these games for the Vita titled Grand Theft Auto Revisited Trilogy? Yeah, coming out almost at the exact same time too. And from what the devs have been saying about this modification restores and improves some of the things that are missing in different versions of the games. And this is an official trailer that you're seeing right now of what they have for the game. But here's where things get really funny. From what we're hearing, this actually runs better on the Vita, which is dated hardware, a lot better than Rockstar's newer entry on the official systems. Yeah. What crazy times we live in. So if you want to find out any more information about this, again, make sure to check the links down in the description where I have all of the necessary links for you to check out. And I guess that's it. That was all of the news that I was able to find for you guys thus far from my previous video, but it certainly won't be the last. And I would love to know at this point, what excited you the most about this video? What games are you gonna try out? What have you already been trying out? Please let me know. And should bartenders serve root beer? That's important too. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. A huge thank you and shout out to all these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Smug Wolf, Hector Gonzalez, Robert Sylvester, Chris Foxhound, Rizal Pliskin, Kayonko, Aridri, 1488 Dental, Burzin Mystery, Juan M. Hermosillo, Azumara, Eric DeWitt, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Tasha Monty, Donut Valley, Ricardo Martinez, Mazgus, Crazy Cat, Jamie, Matt Hargett, Dr. Super Artie, Robert Johnson, Makis Blob, Zacrito, B Mystery, Matt Fox, Frayden, Reiko Star, Alan Iwazuk, Shin Snake, Neo Arashi, Milk Sama, Bushin Ryu Cat, Giro Acer, BMF, Phantom XRS, Gutter Drums, Hemdall Imbert, Saul Ramirez, Clayton Malarkey, Adam Sondi, PS Vita S, VG Legends, Kyle Brooks, JR, Jared Haddo, Richard Cruz, Joseph Shavak, Kevin Enright, Erock, Per Sterner, Heston Joseph, Jelly, H-Shitter, Aaron Swanson, Adam Thury, Wendy K, Michael O'Connor, Rodrigo Vera, Skullstrutugal TCG, and David Ray. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. And oh man, I still can't get over that. We actually got a better Grand Theft Auto experience than the major consoles did. Honestly, who saw that coming?